Ohio State Patrol is infested with ants. That's right. Right here in this car, the ants popped out and got the officer. Watch, I'll show you.
Hold on. Don't hit the dog. Watch out for 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 the dog. There's a dog in the roadway and you're not even trying to move. Hold on. These puppies are on the road. I got him. 93 minutes for the dog.
Yeah, you got him. You got him. You got to get him. That's your fault. You got to get him. So that was the ants they were attacking right there. So what the hell is this dog culture review guy talking about? What is all this crap about ants? This guy's like a dog hater, like a zoo sadist. I'm gonna report him for hate speech. I'm gonna go on his Facebook and download all of his stuff. Oh my god, I can't stand this dog culture review guy. That right there was an example of ants. It's called automatic negative thoughts, and it's one of the mental illnesses of dog culture. And it's everywhere. Police officers, normal people, the hospital, everywhere else. What you just saw in that video was automatic negative thoughts. The lady sees something in the road. She thinks it's her responsibility. She thinks it's everyone else's responsibility to adjust their life for the dog. So what are automatic negative thoughts? Here's what they are. According to the cognitive model, automatic negative thoughts are self-statements influenced by negative underlying core beliefs, include negative thoughts about oneself, perceived threats from others like the dogs in the car, and perceived threats in the future. Automatic thoughts are predominantly automatic. So let's look at some types of these thoughts. So all or none thinking. Yeah, all or none thinking. If that oncoming car didn't move over, they must be a bad person. They must be a fool for not seeing those dogs in the road. Overgeneralization. The same thing. Like, oh my God, this has to happen this way, otherwise something bad's going to happen. Mental filtering. Picking specific parts of an event and applying them universally. Yeah, well, there's loose dogs, so we have to adjust whatever we're doing, no matter what. Loose dogs, disqualifying the positive. Oh my God, yes. The oncoming car, that could have been a fellow police officer going in for recertification and they could have been nervous. That could have been a car with a sick or pregnant mother that needed to get to the hospital. It could have been someone rushing to go get a last minute prescription. You're disqualifying all the positive stuff, what's going on. Jumping to conclusions, same thing. Oh my God, you didn't move. I gotta get those dogs. She's applying these automatic negative thoughts to herself because she sees the dogs and it's like, boom, 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 I gotta get them, I gotta save them. And she's also applying this jumping to conclusions to the other driver. Magnification and minimization, yeah. Okay, she's minimizing the problem with the dogs. It's like, oh, there's loose dogs, whatever, I gotta do whatever I need to save them. And then magnification. You're magnifying the importance of this. You're catastrophizing. You're acting as if one of these dogs gets hit, it's going to be a catastrophe. Hey, let's just be honest here, people. Ohio, you are taking in dozens, if not hundreds and thousands of dogs from other states. It's easily provable and observable. So it's not a catastrophe if one of those puppies get hit. It would be a catastrophe if that car swerved and killed that police officer, though. Emotional reasoning, same thing. You're so worried about the dogs that you'll throw all of this other reasonable thinking out of you're jumping on this case like, oh my God, I have to save these dogs now. I have to save them now. And I don't care if that car swerves. Emotional reasoning. Self-blame or other blame. Yes. The officer sees those dogs and it's like, I got him. Oh. And then other blame. Now you're blaming the oncoming driver for this problem. And that negative self-talk that the officer was using towards the other driver, they're using that on themselves too. They're guilting themselves. Okay? So the impact of negative thoughts is not good. Anxiety, increased depressive symptoms. This discussion is a pro-police officer, pro-human, pro-dog owner discussion. If we can help these officers with motivation, anxiety, success, self-concept, get your nasty dogs out of the frickin' road and stop making police officers have to deal with them because you're putting them at a risk for mental illness. So let me show you something else about this. What can cause negative thoughts? Adverse childhood experiences. So what do you guys know about this in our modern dog culture? Children are more and more treated like second-class citizens, and dogs are treated like first-class citizens. There's a lot of TV shows out there that illustrate this. I have a couple videos that share some of that. But kids are constantly being knocked over by dogs. They're constantly being laid on their face by leashes, and the parents will say stuff like, you need to respect the dog. You need to respect the dog's space. Trainers and other people will say, teach your children to respect dogs and respect their boundaries. Dogs that live in your house and force your children to put their food up higher, pick their toys up, not express themselves. They can't have coloring books out. They can't have a bowl of popcorn out because the dog will trash them. They can't do Legos because the dog will trash them. All that type of stuff. Parents these days are putting kids under abusive situations in childhood because of these dogs. They always say, oh, the kid should have seen the signs, etc., so on and so forth. I'll put some examples in the description. But if you're initiated to this dog culture, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. So what kind of childhood do you think that deputy was living in? Do you think her mom and dad told her, go do things different because of the dog, close the door because of the dog, keep your friends outside, the dog is upset right now, go do this because of the dog, go adjust your behavior because of the presence of the dog? I can almost guarantee you that's how that lady grew up, thinking of herself as less important than the dog. And that's not good for her. That's a constant negative thought against herself and against other people, and all that it takes to create that is the presence of the dog. Again, dog culture is a big part of these automatic negative thoughts. And just think about that deputy. If she could reduce her automatic negative thoughts, she's going to be happier. She's going to be better at pulling people over. If you pull someone over and you have this attitude that that person is a jerk or an asshole, that's going to affect the way that you act towards them. And you're probably going to have more problems out there. And you're probably going to have more fines because these police officers, they constantly get fined or suspended, or there's huge lawsuits that these cities face when an arrest goes wrong. So you're going to make this officer have so much of a better life if you just keep her away from these dogs so she doesn't have to have these nasty automatic thoughts. I'll share this video in the description, but it gives a short thing you can do when you have these negative thoughts: record, rationalize, and replace. So like with that officer, she could record like she did with the camera, but rationalize. Okay, what happened to me right there? Oh my goodness, I was so worried about the dogs. I catastrophized. I blamed the other person. Oh shoot, I didn't think that those people probably needed to get somewhere and maybe they didn't see the dog. Oh my goodness. Maybe the sun was in their eyes. Golly. And then you can replace. You can say, well, the dogs will probably be fine. I'll just roll off the throttle a bit and see what I can do about the dogs. It's not my fault. It's not the other driver's fault. I'm going to go in there and do the best that I can. And that officer's day would just be so much better. And so, record, rationalize, and replace. So that has been our look at the ant infestation on the Ohio State Trooper. I hope they're able to get rid of those ants and get these cars back on the road. What do you guys think of my analysis? Pretty good or what? See you later.